Hey YouTubers, X Factor here on the Pure Battlefield server playing some bizarre Conquest size large with the AK Heavy Barrel foregrip with the Cobra sight, and look at this. He escapes my clutches. That's going to kind of be the story of this round because I'm over-aiming and under-aiming like it's my job. What's going on? Why is your shot in the dumpster? Because I changed some things and assumed I wasn't changing any variables and all would be the same. So what'd you do? I upgraded to the new DeathAdder 2013. For those of you who do not know, I've been a Razer mouse user for about 4 years. I've used the DeathAdder, the 3.5G, for a couple years, and I loved it. My only knocks on that mouse was that the sides, weren't the grippiest. So where you placed your thumb and index finger on the outside of the mouse or your pinky wasn't the grippiest. So if you're like me and have a Red Bull, a Monster, a Diet Mountain Dew, some hot tea, whatever, glass of water, if it can condensate and you're grabbing it or your hands are a little clammy, you don't have the greatest of grip. So you're constantly wiping your hand and wiping your mouse down, which just gets annoying. So I grabbed the new 2013 DeathAdder, and there's an over-aim right there on that second kill, or that miss kill. I grabbed the new 2013 DeathAdder. Why? Because it has these rubber grips on the side, right by your thumb and where your pinky and index finger sit. So for me, that was a given right there to jump into that just because the grip was the problem. The sensor's been upgraded. It's also capable of higher DPIs, but I don't really care about that because I play at 1800 DPI. So when I got the new DeathAdder, I installed it. It went through a firmware update, and I matched my DPI at 1800. Why is that important? Because it doesn't change my sensitivity. As long as my DPI is set the same, I'm not changing my sensitivity. Now, if I were to go to a higher DPI or lower than what my previous settings were, that guy's glitched. If somebody dies there, you can never res them. My sensitivity would have changed greatly. Then I would have had to wrestle around with the in-game files to try to get it to match up, get out the ruler and a piece of paper, which is never fun. So I didn't mess with it, kept the same DPI because there really is no gain to going to a higher DPI, especially with the way I play, which is a twitchy, medium to higher end sensitivity, right? Because I could do a 360 at about 6 inches now. So I've lowered it just a little bit, but that's my 360. So why are you over-aiming and under-aiming? The mouse is the same, the DPI is the same, the sensitivity is the same. The mouse weighs less. The DeathAdder 2013 is substantially lighter than the DeathAdder 20, the 3.5G. So why does that matter? The smallest of inputs now moves the 2013. So if you're used to putting X amount of force, all right, into your lighter, your heavier mouse, it's going to move differently than putting the same amount of force into a lighter mouse. It's going to be more responsive, that lighter mouse. So how did I fix it? And what was kind of the root of my problem? Could I have gotten used to it? Yes. It was a little too responsive for me. So what was the other part of this? My mouse pad. I use SteelSeries products, SteelSeries mouse pads, because they're very, very good quality. And it's something that I've learned to love is their family of mouse pads. I used a plastic mouse pad. High durability, high reliability, low friction. That was the problem right there. The good thing about them, you can beat the piss out of them, drop your pop, drop your beer, drop whatever you want on it. I'm not going to go any further into that, and it's fine. Just wipe it off and go about your day. So I decided to go back to a cloth mouse pad, which I haven't had for years. And I went back to the guys at SteelSeries, and I ended up getting a QCK Mass. It's a cloth mouse pad, but it has higher friction. Right? So it takes just a little bit more effort to get that mouse to move because I didn't want to change the sensitivity. So this entire round, you're literally watching me battle it out with my new mouse and plastic mouse pad, which is just way too twitchy for me and causing me to over-aim and under-aim like it's my job. Again, it's something I could have gotten used to. But this kind of stump speech is about what makes you comfortable. Gaming is a lot about your controller sensitivity and your mouse being set up properly. If you have mouse acceleration on, you're in trouble. If you've got a really crappy mouse pad with some butterflies, some My Little Ponies on it, or Garfield the cat, you're probably in trouble unless it's made by a major gaming company such as Razer or SteelSeries or whoever else makes mouse pads out there. It can also be one of the cheapest upgrades to your gaming experience. If you've got a nice $30, $40, $50, $60, $70 gaming mouse with a high-tech sensor that can sense every inch of movement and you've got a shitter for a mouse pad, you're doing yourself a disservice because it's about control. The only way to get great control is to have a good mouse pad and a good mouse that's set up properly. Having a great gaming mouse and a shitter for a mouse pad is basically like having a Ferrari on the racetrack, but you decide to put some $40 cheapo tires all around. How well is it going to corner? How well is it going to handle, brake, and accelerate? You might as well have ice skates on the four corners because that's what it's basically going to feel like as you try to hit higher speeds around the track. So I bought this off Amazon the other day for less than 10 bucks. I'm a Prime member, so that might have something to do with it. It comes in various sizes, and the mass has a nice thickness to it. It has a rubber padding underneath that grips my desk unbelievably, and it has a very nice profile to it, which was a lot better than my old plastic pad, which had a very minimalistic look to it and kind of slid around the desk at times. It was kind of annoying, so I kind of had to reposition it. And again, positioning is everything with mouse pads. If you're used to your hardware sitting in a very specific spot, if your mouse pad moves an inch left or right, you're going to know it and you're going to want to adjust it because it just doesn't feel right. As you see me play Ring Around the Rosie, trying to contest D, because things aren't looking the greatest here. Everything's flashing. We're up a couple tickets, but we're not going to be up for long. The writing's on the wall, and oh look, I found their spawn. I hate when that happens. I'm in a lot of trouble. Writing's on the wall. So check it out. Take a look at the links down below. If you don't have a decent gaming mouse pad, again, it could be one of the cheapest upgrades and most fulfilling upgrades because you'll feel the responsiveness, the control, and that's what it's all about, precision while gaming. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this round over on the Pure Battlefield server. This was a nail-biter. Close finish, but it doesn't go our way. If you guys enjoyed yourself or learned something, don't forget about the old thumbs up, and we'll see you soon, YouTube.